targeting the Indian embassy in Kabul, or whether it's through the LET targeting Mumbai in 2008. Will you rein in the ISI?
Well, again, in your last interview, I said, as the Prime Minister of a country, where the responsibility lies, so should the authority be with me. It's not going to happen. But here's me holding responsibility and some group is operating independently, whether it's ISI or any other group. So the answer is ISI and the army would be under a civilian government control. And if I can't do it, I'd much rather resign. But if I take responsibility, it would mean that whatever policies made by a cabinet will have to be enforced at every section, with every institution. Now, when you come to Afghanistan, I just have one tiny comment to make. To blame Pakistan, where 140,000 troops of the United States and NATO have failed, the greatest military machine ever has failed, and to blame a few thousand Haqqani group from Pakistan, not allowing them to win in Afghanistan, not only is this completely not plausible, but it's defying history. Afghans have never accepted
I think the point you're making about Afghanistan, but that's a bit of a side issue in the subject of India-Pakistan relations. Yeah. The point I want to underline by repeating is that Imran Khan as Prime Minister will be the boss not just of the army, but specifically of the ISI, and the ISI will thereafter not be involved in targeting India in terms of terror.
But ISI and army are the same thing.
So you will stop it completely?
I'm saying that if I, as the Prime Minister, elected Prime Minister who has the mandate of the people, if every institution is not under the civilian government, I'd much rather resign. Remember, don't confuse me with these other people who do not come to power to govern. They're all making money, and they allow different groups to operate.
The Indian people are hearing you as you speak tonight. They've known you as a cricketer. They've admired you. Some have even loved you. Is this a promise you're making them?
I'm not only making a promise to the Indian people, I think I'm making a promise to anyone. The biggest problem the United States faces, they worry about terrorism from Pakistani soil. It's not just India who's worried. If I cannot stop terrorism from Pakistani soil, I'd rather not be the Prime Minister.
And that is a promise you're making the Indian people tonight, here and now?
To every people.
But
not just Indian people.
But the Indians are
at the moment, the Afghans are complaining. And the Europeans, the Americans, everyone, any terrorism is blamed on Pakistan.
But tonight, you're talking to an Indian audience.
Yeah.
And the promise you're making the Indian people is that if you become Prime Minister, there will be no terror attacks on India launched from Pakistani soil.
And I would like to think that the Indians would also guarantee us that we should have no problems either in Balochistan or there's some areas where Indian agencies are blamed.
Absolutely.
So we should base our relationship on trust, and when I guarantee them, I will stand by it.
All right. Let's then come to the second tricky issue that the devil's India-Pakistan relations. Is it a core issue for Imran Khan?
It's a core issue because without Kashmir, you will always have a possibility of going back to square one, no matter how much confidence building measures you have. If something happens in Kashmir, it will have, or because of Kashmir, we don't know. Maybe something happens from within Kashmir in India, some sort of terrorist attack. I'm scared that like Mumbai, certainly whatever happens comes back to square one.
But on Kashmir, therefore, you are very similar to the people who would have by then become your predecessors. You're similar to Zardari Gilani, you're similar to Musharraf. They all see it as a core issue, so do you.
It's the only issue. What else is stopping us?
In which case, let me ask you a question.
What else is stopping us from getting closer?
You may be right. Let me therefore ask you a question you must have thought about if you hope to become Prime Minister in 15 months' time. Do you have a solution to the Kashmir problem?
Well, whatever the solution is, first of all, it should not be enforced through militancy. So whatever